City Council regular meeting together Tuesday, March 21st, 2017. Would you please join me in pledge allegiance to the flag?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. We have roll call. Christie?
Nelson?
Yes.
Knapp?
Yes.
Rex Winkel?
Yes.
Goodchild?
Yes. Yes. Motion to approve the agenda. Second.
Motion been made and second to approve the agenda. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. We have a hearing on the order today. And it has to do with the airport access easement. First of all, I'd like to welcome everybody here in the chamber, and especially you people that are watching over television, and Thomas from our Lamar's Daily Sentinel. The council set this as a date and time to consider the proposal to grant an egress easement at the Lamar's Airport of 0.35 acres to Tom and Lori Ortman. As part of the Lamar's Municipal Airport Master Plan, the council approved to relocate the automatic weather observation system, better known as AWOS, from its current location south of the hangars to the west side of the runway. The relocation of the AWOS would be open up development and expansion of the building area. In order to meet clearances requirements for this AWOS, the city will purchase additional property owned by Tom and Lori Ortman, or T&L Farms LLC. Staff has had discussion with the Ortmans. The transaction is negotiated in 4 parts. The first part is the city to purchase 36 acres of 100 radius semicircle. The second part is the city obtain AWOS clearance easement of 5.41 acres or 500 feet radius semicircle. The third part is a city grant egress estimate of 0.35 acres to Tom and Lori Ortman. And the fourth one is the city will lease 20 acres of airport farmland to T&L Farms LLC, just that which is west of the runway and continuous in their land. The recommendation is at this time, I'm going to open the hearing and ask if there's any written or oral objections or comments to this proposal. Yes.
In your motion, if you would also add the words T&L Farms LLC, because it's.
Oh, you done the
Everything.
motion, okay.
Right.
Everything's in that name, T&L.
T&L Farms?
LLC.
Okay, you bet, Joe. I would ask once again if there are any written or oral objections or comments to this proposal. If not, I'm going to declare the hearing closed. The financial impact is the purchase for the 0.36 acres that cost $11,520. Number 2 is the AWOS clearance easement traded for egress easement. And number 3 is at least 20 acres of the city farmland to the Iowa State Extension Plymouth County average rent. Is there any questions in regard to this hearing? If not, I'd entertain a motion.
Make a motion adopting resolution number 17-18 to grant ingress easement to T&L Farms LLC across city land from 195th Street.
Second to the motion.
There's correction on that motion, it's ingress and egress.
Yeah,
That's just
Ingress
point
and-
of clarification, it's gotta be both.
yeah. Okay, is there a second?
It's okay, all right.
Yes.
Motion made and second, adopting resolution number 17-18 to grant egress easement to Tom and Lori Ortman, TL Farms LLC, across the land from the 195th Street. Do we have a roll call on that, Christie?
Knapp?
Yep.
Goodchild?
Yes.
Wick?
Yes.
Rex Winkel?
Yes.
Nelson?
Yes.
Motion carried. Okay, thank you. Moving on to general discussion. If anyone has any general discussion or any comments, concerns they want to talk about, We ask them to step to the podium, state their name and address, and the council today can't make a decision on it, but your council members are always willing to listen to and take into your concerns. So at this time, I'll ask if anybody has any comments on discussion. Seeing or hearing none, we'll move on to the Thumbs Up Award. John?
Nothing, Your Honor.
Clark?
Yeah, I want to give a thumbs up to our fire department. Had a main break down in Greenwood Estates a week ago, and water department got there and fixed the problem really well and got us up and running, but left quite a mess on the street, to be honest with you. Called up Dave, and he deemed it somewhat of a dangerous situation, which it was. It was really a greasy, slicky mess. Came up and washed her out for me, and I really appreciate that, Mr. Shipper. Appreciate it a lot. Got that street cleaned up, so thumbs up.
Thank you,
Teamwork,
Dave.
Teamwork, that's all it is, teamwork.
Teamwork. Steve?
I want to give a thumbs up to our local golf team, boys golf team from Lamar's, boys and girls golf team from Galen yesterday. Spent an hour and a half, hour and 45 minutes helping Brian get the sticks and rubbish kind of cleaned up off the golf course, saved him a lot of hours, so it was a good afternoon to work.
We appreciate that, and tell them thanks a lot on behalf of the city. Rex?
You're gonna pass today.
Ken?
Mr. Mayor, spring has sprung, and I got so excited, I wet my plants.
You can't get this on local
Is this on cable,
You say
Can't be how grateful I am for cleaning that up. Okay, let's move on. Consent items. All items listed under the consent agenda will be enacted by one motion. There'll be no separate discussion on those items unless, as requested, is made prior to the time the council votes on the motion. Today, we have 8 of them. The first one is approval for the March 7th, 2017 regular meeting minutes. Number 2 is a list of bills for period ending 3/17/17. Number 3 is a February 20th, February 2017 monthly financial statement. Number 4 is the urban revitalization tax exemption request. Number 5 is the appointment. And number 6 is a request to close the street for Wells. Number 7 is the Lamar's comprehensive plan. And number 8 is a G&A addition. The only one I want to comment on personally is the one on number 5. I visited with and that's the appointment for the Civil Service Commission, and Matt Wentz has agreed to serve that term again. So, is there any other ones in these 8 that any of you people would like to vote before we vote on them?
Motion to approve consent items 1 through 8.
Second.
Motion made and second to approve all the consent items 1 through 8. Could we have a roll call on them, Christie?
Knapp,
Yep.
Rex Mickel,
Yes.
Child,
Yes.
Nelson,
Yes.
Wick.
Yes.
Motion carried. Thank you. Okay, action items. Number 1 is Lamar's Public Library renovation project. Lamar's Public Library renovation project. Information. The plans are prepared by FEH for the library renovation project. The FEH will present an overview of the project. Recommendations. City engineer recommends approval by the council to proceed according to the schedule below and project details. And I'm going to read them, and I see Shirley and her group is here if there's any questions, but here's the way it looks. In the event the plans and set public hearing, construction contract number 1 is March 21st. Construction contract number 2 is March 21st. FEE and E contract is May 2nd. The public hearing is set for April 4th on the first one, April 4th on the second one, and May 16th on the FE and F&E contract. The bid letting is arranged for April 12th on the first one, April 25th on the second contract, and May 31st on the FE&E contract. Start construction is set for April 28th on the first one, May 12th on the second one, and June 13th as ordered. And the end construction date is June 15th on the first one, September 15th on the second one, number 2, and September 15th on the FEE contract. The financial impact. The funding from several sources are as follows. Number 1 is private donations. Number 2 is library funds. Number 3 is grant funds. Number 4 is a regulated loan. And number 5 is a lost funds. After saying all that, is there any questions at this time? Or Shirley, do you have anything that you would like for anybody else? You're from FEE, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, if you have any, you want to come up and just share with us on this? Tell us a little bit about it, where you're at.
Toy Sullivan with FEH Design. I've got a USB with the project progress on it, but it's construction documents. It's not all that exciting, pretty picture stuff. But we're working on the drawings right now, and our plan is to have everything ready on April 4th to come back to the council for you to approve it for bidding, to be out for bids that date. And you've covered all the dates. That's exactly what we're working towards as well.
Okay.
Okay?
Any questions?
So Shirley, you gonna be here every couple of weeks for the next 4 or 5 months at the city council meetings, just to give us an update? I think that's probably what's necessary, to let the public know and stuff. Not everybody, but you gotta be here at least a little bit, if that's okay with you.
Yeah, I do. I think that's important because communication is really, really very important, not only in the library, but everything. And, you know, if you hear it from the way we present it and follow through with it, that's very, very important.
Okay.
So that'll not only be FEH, but also Wilchin Brothers
Right.
could do that.
Yeah. Oh, thanks for bringing
Ryan,
it up.
yeah.
Ryan Wilchin, yeah.
Yeah,
He's the CM on it,
yeah.
construction manager. Okay.
Right.
Okay, we'll look forward to seeing you then.
Okay.
Motion established in April 4th, 2017 at 12 p.m. for the public hearing on plan specification, form of contract, estimate of cost of the library renovation project, construction contract number 1, established in April 12th, 2017, 10 a.m. as a time to receive and open bids with said bids to be considered at the April 18th tax deadline meeting.
Tax deadline.
Second to the motion?
Motion made and second to establish April 4th, 2017 at 12 p.m. for a public hearing on the plans and specifications, form of contract, and estimate cost for the library renovation project construction, contract number 1, and establishing April 12th, 2017 at 10 a.m. to receive and open bids, with said bids to be considered at the April 18th, 2017 tax meeting at that time. Is there, we've got to have a roll call on that. No, there don't, I'm sorry. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Motion established in April 4th, 2017, 12 p.m. public hearing and plan specification, form of contract, estimate of cost of library renovation project number 2, and establishing April 25th, 2017 at 10 p.m. as a time to receive and open bids, with said bids to be considered on May 2nd, 2017.
Is there a second?
Second to the motion.
Motion been made and second, establishing April 4th, 2017 at 12 p.m. for a public hearing on plans, specifications, form of contract, and estimated cost for the library renovation project, construction contract number 2, and establishing April 25th, 2017 at 10 a.m. to receive and open bids, with said bids to be considered at the May 2nd, 2017 meeting. I'd entertain a motion on that. Is there a second on that?
Yeah.
You'd have it. All
Second.
those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Thank you.
We're off and then.
Number 2 in the action item, Dogwood Second Edition rezoning. At the March 7th, 2017 meeting, the council held a public hearing regarding a proposed zoning change of the Dogwood Second Edition, lots 5, 6, and 7, from R1A, which is medium density residential district, to R2 apartment district, and approved the first reading of the ordinance rezoning the property. The Planning and Zoning Commission recommended the zoning change at its February 14th, 2000 special meeting. Staff recommends approval for the rezoning. Any questions on this from any of the council members? If not, I'd entertain a motion.
Motion approved the second reading of the ordinance number 938, amending zoning districts.
Second.
Motion been made and second, approving the second reading of the ordinance of 938, amending zoning districts. Need a roll call on that, Bev.
Knapp,
Yes.
Rex Snickel,
Yes.
Goodchild,
Yes.
Nelson,
Yes.
Quick.
Yes.
If desired, you can move on.
I'll make a motion waiving the third reading of the ordinance number 938, amending zoning districts.
Second.
Motion made and second of waiving the third reading of ordinance number 938, amending zoning districts. Do we have a roll call on that, Bev?
Knapp,
Yes.
Rex Snickel,
Yes.
Goodchild,
Yes.
Nelson,
Yes.
Quick.
Yes.
Motion adopting resolution number 938, amending zoning districts on its second reading. Excuse me.
Second.
Motion made and second adopting ordinance number 938, amending zoning districts on its second reading, or third reading. Do we have a roll call?
Second.
Second reading, I'm sorry.
Knapp,
Yes.
Rex Snickel,
Yes.
Goodchild,
Yes.
Nelson,
Yes.
Quick.
Yes.
Motion carried. Thank you. Okay, moving on to the number 3 in the action items, mayor's salary. At its March 7th, 2017 meeting, council approved the first reading of the ordinance regarding the salary for the mayor. The mayor currently receives $12,000 annually. Salaries cannot be increased during current terms, therefore increases would occur at the beginning of the new term. Staff recommends approving the ordinance to increase mayor's salary, and the financial impact is increased annual salary expenditure. Any questions from anybody?
Motion approving second reading of ordinance 939, increasing mayor's salary.
Second.
Motion been made and second, approving the second reading of the ordinance number 939, increasing the
Comment.
mayor's salary.
Comment before we vote. Has anybody made any attempt to get a job description for the mayor to help out in the future?
I did inquire,
Yeah,
talked to
Steve
Jason a
brought
little
it
bit
up.
about it, and we're in the midst of updating all records, is that right,
Yes.
Jason? And he thought through that process that we could
Good.
then get some type of job description written up for that.
Good.
I do think that if there is one, that has to be a council item. Because, I'd hate to, everybody knows my stance on this, I'm not gonna go into it. It's no reflection on Dick, Dick does a fantastic job. But I think you gotta be a little bit careful on your job description. While I agree with the premise, you gotta be a little bit careful, because I don't wanna chase away people thinking that they've gotta, X every line and dot every I in order to run for mayor. I agree with the idea, but I think it needs to be a council-approved job description, at least with some discussion, so, that's it.
Anything else?
No.
Anybody? Motion made and second, right?
We just need a roll
We just need a roll call.
Goodchild,
No.
Quick,
Yes?
Nelson,
Yes.
Knapp,
Yep.
Rex Snickel.
Yes.
Motion carried. Thank
Should
you.
we try one? Motion waiving the third reading of ordinance 939, increasing the mayor's salary?
Second.
Motion made and second of, what'd you have?
We're just
Waiving the third reading
Yes.
on the mayor's salary.
In the interest of time, I don't think it matters. I really think you need to allow for public input. And since this has absolutely no bearing, and there is no time restriction on this, I think this is a bad motion. That's it.
Any other questions? There is a motion on the.
There is a
on the floor,
motion
right?
and a second.
Okay, motion second, of eliminating the third reading, all those, or could we have a roll call, Bev, or Christie?
Goodchild,
No.
Quick,
No.
Nelson,
No.
Knapp,
Yep.
Rex Snickel.
Yes.
Okay, motion,
See it one more time.
okay. All righty. Going on to the next one, discussions. John?
Nothing.
Clark?
Has there been any thought, Jason, given to formulating a list as the tax abatement, the tax deferred properties start falling off that list? Because I think we're coming upon next year, if not late this year, that they'll start dropping off. And I think it's an important list to make available to people. As these properties drop off of the $75,000 tax deferment, I think that needs to be something that's publicly said.
Yeah, we've talked about it. And my thought was, Clark, that list of those properties would have to be generated from the courthouse. I mean, because once I did in the past, and now currently Greg does, once we, or you as a council,
Approve.
once you approve them, we take them up there.
Sure.
And that's the last,
We see
any office down here deals with it.
So we couldn't make a list.
So we don't know exactly when it's first applied
Oh, okay.
to the
All right.
properties. I mean, we could still do it, but we'd have to ask Plymouth County to generate that list.
Okay, okay, and I can accept that. I just asked that maybe we go off of our approved list. And as
Well, we
they
could do
drop-
that.
as
We
they
know
drop-
when they were approved.
Because that way, you know, in my industry, it's gonna become very important. Because if I sell you a house that's gonna drop off next year, and I don't know it, you know, it can get to be somewhat of a disclosure issue.
That we could easily do. That's easily,
You know, and I think that's all I'm asking for. is-
creating a spreadsheet and just entering the date that the council approved it, and then you could just figure
It was absolutely-
5 years from that date,
Yeah.
roughly, it's
Yeah.
gonna be coming off.
I don't wanna create a whole bunch of bookwork for you, but I just think it's important to
So
know.
if somebody else comes in and buys that home, is what you're saying?
Exactly.
It might only be 2 years left.
There might be 1 year left, there
But
might
they're
be
entitled to know
two.
that.
Exactly, they need to know that.
But we've got those records.
Okay. You know, just if it's available.
Good point.
I'm done.
Any other? Steve?
No,
Rich?
No, thank you.
I want to have time for the disaster meeting.
Right.
Yeah, okay.
We want to make sure. we're
Scott?
adequately
Is Scott on the phone?
I have nothing under discussion. Thank you.
Okay, good. Jason?
I just wanted to reiterate, I heard it on the radio this morning, and Gail's not here, but the water department is flushing water mains.
Okay.
They started today. Northeast part of town, and then roughly tomorrow at noon, they will move to the northwest part of town. And then next week, they'll do the southwest. So if you live in that area, you may have discolored water. If you have questions, you can call out to the water department or City Hall. And then yesterday, we did establish our annual spring cleanup dates, May 1st through May 6th, so we're still a ways off on that, but I just want everybody to know that we did, it became public knowledge yesterday, I guess, so.
There's been
So
some
you'll be
calls-
hearing more of that as the
There's
spring
been some
goes.
calls asking, so that's really, yeah.
And we did the appliance and tire drop-off, and then that electronic drop-off too, but those are, I'll let those dates announced later as we get closer.
Okay. Anything else, Jason?
No,
And the lease site will be opened up 1st of April again?
yes,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. Anything else?
Motion to adjourn.
If not, I'd entertain a motion to adjourn. Is there a second?
Second.
Motion made and second to adjourn the meeting. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Oppose? Motion adjourned. Thank you.
God,